state can't give you rights. A state can only give you privileges because the state is a corporation. A corporation can't give you rights. And they'll tell you when you go to court or whatever that your license is a permission. I mean, your license is a privilege, and they'll take it from you because the privilege is given to you and they can take it from you. They can't take away these because you're born with them. You know what I'm saying? These your God-given rights. You just got to know who God is. And that's another fucking reason why we so gone. This is the main reason why we don't know this shit. And Martin Luther King was an advocate of that because he was on a religious shit. But you gotta understand, he was a Mason, man. You know what, he knew what was up. See what I'm saying? They just come to us with this religion shit. They dumb us down. That's why they call us minorities again, because we still believe in the word lie and then believe. There you go right there. Lie. That shit a lie. Belief is for children. Like when they taught us to believe in Santa Claus, believe in the fairy tale. Well, they taught us to make believe in these things. So what we think, since they took the word, like since they took make and the semicolon off, we don't think it's make believe no more. You know what I'm saying? It's still make believe. They just took that off. They just call it believe now. But it's make believe. It ain't no fucking Jesus. It ain't no God like the Bible say. See what I'm saying? We believe in this shit. That's what. If you think a dead man can come back and save you, that's honestly retarded. And I ain't offending nobody. I'm just saying that's just the science of it. Because first of all, can't no dead man come back alive. That's why they get you to believe in this shit. That's why they teach you don't question that shit. Because if you ever question it, that's you got like, see what I'm saying? And you gotta understand, man, I grew up in the church, like, I made straight A's or straight pyramids all through school. So at like 5, I was reading out to the congregation, like, pronouncing words the preacher couldn't even pronounce. At 5, like at 6, I was asking questions, like, if God created everything in 7 days, who created God? The man told me, God so almighty that he created himself. He didn't need no help. He just didn't know how to answer my question. He just told me some bullshit. I was asking all type of questions. Like 8, I was prophesied to be a prophet. Like 12, I was on the deacon board, like actually sitting up in the front row and shit. I used to teach Sunday school myself. Like, if my mom and them didn't go to church, I was mad. I wanted to go. You didn't have to make me go to church. I wanted to go. If they didn't go, I'd go myself. See what I'm saying? But it just took, you know how the Bible say, seek, you know what I'm saying, seeking ye shall find. It just took me all this time. Because, I got the knowledge of myself, like at the end of 04. It just took me all this time to realize it was me I was seeking. Because really, exactly. Thank you, brother. Really, God is a woman. You know what I'm saying? God is the original woman. Because that's the only man that creates. And we don't understand that the woman is a man, because we don't know etymology. They don't teach us etymology. They teach us shit like wellness. Bullshit. You know what I'm saying? The word woman is 2 words. It's womb, man. They just took this B off and one of the M's off. We just got woman. But really the woman is the man with the womb. And there won't be no man like me if it weren't for no man like her. A man can't create. Like the Bible say, God created. A man can't create. A man, like we can make the baby, but she don't create it. See what I'm saying? She the one who created the baby. Like, see, that's what it is. They got us on some real Roman shit. How the fuck you got like the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost? It ain't no woman in it. What the fuck is if God is a man in the sky, which ain't no man in the sky. You gotta understand the earth is already up. It ain't nothing up there. It's really what's out there, because we already up. The earth is already in heaven, along with other shit. See what I'm saying? But if you think it's a man in the sky, where his mama is? If God is a man, where is his mama? Because all men got a mama. You know what I'm saying? So you really can't get mad at the fucking motherfuckers who be on the Catholic shit, who be worshiping Mary as the God. They got they got at least some common sense. Because if Jesus is God, his mama got to be God. Because that's where he comes from.
Right. Yeah.
So they worshiping Mary, which, you know, all this shit based on our shit. Mary, all this shit is Isis, Osiris, and, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Or Osar, Oset, and Haru. All this shit was us. It really wasn't. And none of this shit exists. All this shit based on astrology, astronomy, metaphysics, you know what I'm saying? Biology and shit. All this shit symbolic to something that exists within you. Cause you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta understand, I started y'all, like out of all the bullshit they taught us in school, when they taught us about energy and the law of energy, that was right and exact. Because the law of energy is energy can't be created or destroyed. It can only be transformed. And that's true. And if energy can't be created or destroyed, it can only be transformed. That means there's no fucking man creating them in 7 days. Because you cannot, first of all, a man can't create. But if you want to say a man can't create nothing in 7 days. It takes more than 7 days for a tree to grow. All this shit came here. Well, it didn't even say 7, it said like 6. He did all this shit in 6 days. How it takes longer than that for a tree to grow. See, this shit, you gotta understand, they getting all this shit from ancient Egypt. Which you gotta understand, ancient Egypt stretched from so-called Asia to California. All this shit was ancient Egypt. Like, all this shit was Africa. See what I'm saying? They keep telling us to go back to Africa. I can show you maps. What South America was called West Ethiopia. North America was called Northwest Ethiopia. Africa was called Ethiopia. All this shit was called Ethiopia. And that shit was called West Ethiopia. The Atlantic Ocean was called the Ethiopian Ocean.
Until when? Until when?
Until like the 1700s. That's when they start, really not even in like the 1800s. That's when they start changing up. In the 1900s too, changing up. That's why they made it against the law for us to read. Like if the so-called Negroes that was experimenting on, like you gotta understand, all of us weren't slaves, but they did capture some so-called natives and make them slaves. But we had slaves over here too. And really, the Emancipation Proclamation was really for them too, to end their slavery. They just picked us in the, see, like my grandmama, I'm breaking down. See, like my grandmama, she been telling me since I can remember that she full-blooded Cherokee. So, you know what I'm saying? Her name's Snowbird Morris. And Moorish, if you look that up, is a female Moor. But you know how they teach us when we watch the dumbed down Indian shit on TV that the Native Americans name themselves out the nature and shit. Well, my grandma named Snowbird, and she been telling us that she a full-blooded Cherokee. It's just that when we go to school and we go to these movies and the books we read and the TV we watch, they got us thinking we from Africa. But you got a direct ancestor, your grandmama telling you that she full-blooded Indian, even though that ain't the right word, but she telling you. But why we keep want to say we come from Africa? See, what they did was in the 1700s, they killed all the motherfuckers like my grandma. That, like, this English shit wasn't even in her vocabulary. She ain't never heard of God, Jesus, Christianity, devil, hell. That shit wasn't even in her vocabulary. She spoke her native tongue. You know what I'm saying? They gonna kill her. First make treaties with these motherfuckers. No, well, not motherfuckers. Make treaties with our ancestors. That was the motherfuckers. These motherfuckers making treaties with us. And then we'll flip the script. Just, you know, kill the elders. They'll kill the people like my grandma with all the knowledge and wisdom. And they gonna take her babies, which would be like my granddad, my great uncles and shit. Alright, teach them English. Teach them through English they came from Africa. Teach them through English that they slaves. Teach them that they descendants of slaves. Which the word descend means to go down. You shouldn't even say you descendants of nothing. Because if you're saying you're a descendant of something, you're saying you're going down. We really ascendants. Like a king or a queen ascend to a throne. We really ascendants. You know what I'm saying? We ascendants of Moors, not no fucking slaves. They the slaves, you know what I'm saying? But it's like they'll teach the babies through English Christianity.